As we're nearing the end of National American Indian Heritage Month, we have a story about a small center on Chicago's North Side.
Yeah, it is quietly working to repair the painful history inflicted on hundreds of tribal nations. WGN's Erin McElroy has our story.
It was a chapter that few spoke of, a piece of both Canada's and the United States past, largely written out of the history books. But it is a story that continues to haunt Native Americans today. For more than 150 years, hundreds of thousands of Indigenous children were forcibly removed from their families and taken to boarding schools run by churches and the federal government. They were told it was to assimilate to modern culture. Those who survived that harrowing practice say they were brutally abused, stripped of their language, their heritage, and humanity. This is a story about reclaiming what was taken.
I come from families who went to residential school, and I understand the impacts it has on our people.
To hear their stories and listen to their nightmares, it made me afraid of things you can't see.
Their stories painfully resurfacing with evidence of unmarked graves at boarding schools in Canada.
The remains of 215 children.
More than 700 people at a Catholic residential school in Saskatchewan.
These are the hard truths.
As government officials grapple with what some see as an orchestrated destruction of Native cultures and communities.
We won't hide from the truth.
The federal policies that attempted to wipe out Native identity, language, and culture continue to manifest in the pain tribal communities face today, including
what they did to me and what happened to me, all the trauma that they caused on the little children.
Her name is Helen Roy, but as a child, she was known only as number 71.
When we got taken to residential school, there was 4 of us. I was the oldest of the 4. The youngest was 4. We weren't called by names, we each had a number.
They separated the siblings, cut their long hair. They were beaten, molested, and silenced, forbidden from speaking the only language they'd ever known.
Trying to prevent a child from speaking. I kind of blame myself for my little sister, what she experienced. She got deaf because she got beat, taken in the middle of the night, and feeling hurt the next day because she was molested.
It was the motivation was to kill the Indian, save the man. Get rid of our identity, our culture, our language, and how we are as Native people. And Native people always have been spiritual people.
Hundreds of children never returned to the reservations. Roy and her siblings did, but their life as they knew it felt different, buried and lost.
Like there was something, part of me was gone.
Today, at St. Kateri Center on Chicago's North Side, they gather to reclaim every sacred thing that was stolen.
I just love how it's really helping me have balance and harmony within myself.
Stirring the spirits of elders and the young. Finding a piece of themselves in the dance of those who went before them.
It's just really nice to have that kind of impact.
All of the things that we do here, it brings you back home.
The culture's gonna die if I don't. If I don't learn the language and I don't pass it on, it's gonna die. And that's scary that my culture could go extinct.
When they heard that, that I speak the language, they said, "Could you teach us?" And I kind of shivered in my boots.
Our parents didn't teach us the language because of the abuse that happened in residential schools, because they were forbidden to speak the Ojibwe language or any other language that was native to them.
St. Kateri has held classes in Navajo, Cherokee, Dakota, and now Ojibwe.
Wisinada, Wisinik, Wisinin. Okay, can you say those after me?
Wisinik.
Wisinik. So to me, I survived that cruelty of, being strapped every day for speaking my language.
In fact, Helen says it's the one thing allowing her to heal. Giving her ancestors' words life by passing it on.
I would say a disobey. So I just feel like me learning the language, and the more I understand it on a deeper level, I get these ancestral realizations of overwhelming joy and pride.
When you hear the word Namadebe, he's there.
Time is slipping. Census data shows there are less than 8,000 people who still speak Ojibwe in the U.S., a sobering statistic Roy's grandmother foretold years earlier.
And I said to her, what she said to me was, don't let anybody take what's yours. My sister down there.
Roy finds herself going back to a memory of the day she and her sister returned to the charred shell of that old residential school.
I'm still here, she screamed, and she was crying. I'm still here, and I still speak the language.
She teaches with that day burned in her heart for her sister and every Native American no longer here to voice their story. A faint ember in a fire nearly extinguished.
My healing is when I can deliver that from within me and pass it on to somebody else.
As more stories surface from those who lived through this painful piece of history, the effort to heal those wounds intensifies. At the St. Kateri Center in Chicago, they are seeing bigger turnouts at their cultural events, their language classes, and inclusive masses where they incorporate Indigenous traditions. Erin McElroy, WGN News.